We're here in Lifford tonight again for another of our interviews with famous characters and famous men, and I suppose on a week where our tonight's guest was nominated or named the Donegal Person of the Year. We're here in the home of Packie Keeney on the outskirts of Lifford, and of course the reason for our visit here tonight is that Packie is one of the men that resurrected and reformed in Naomh Pádraig when it went out of existence for a number of years in the late 60s, early 70s. But Packie, first of all, congratulations on your Donegal Person of the Year. I'm not sure for us 25 or 26 it's for, but
apparently it's last year, 25, right. That's how they do it.
Well, can you graze the goat or the sheep on the land for the year?
I don't know, I was wondering that. Could maybe drive something over Lifford Bridge or something.
Yeah. Well, as I said, we're here tonight to talk to you about, we spoke to Packie Keeney or McKinney a couple of weeks ago in relation to the foundation of the club in 1953. And you came in then, and you were here in the mid-70s when the club was reformed. First of all, you're not a native of Lifford, no?
No, I'm from Ardra, Tom, and all Ardra people, they're like Donegal people, they're very loyal to their to their home ground.
Yeah.
No, I came down here, my first time in Lifford, believe it or not, was in 1963.
Right.
I was staying with Mrs. Mary Ellen Boner down in the Diamond the night that John F. Kennedy was shot dead. So everybody of that era remembers where
everyone remembers that night.
So then at that stage I had only started in Letterkenny in September, and that was November. I was sent over here then. They sent you around the different areas to get experience.
You were with?
I was Michael Gallen was the man I was with.
Post and Telegraphs,
Post and Telegraphs, the Department of Post and Telegraphs, and he did the repairs for 7 exchanges around here. So I was with him then for a number of months, but I came back and forward to Lifford a few times, but then in 1969, when I was over doing the same work in Glenties and Dunlow and Ironmore Island and all those places, I get a call from Paddy Burns and Letterkenny to say, we need you in Lifford. I was on a panel, you know how there was panels working to him, so I had to come over because Mickey Gallen was retiring, and he retired really just before Christmas '69, and I took over his area. Yeah. And then officially he retired on 14th of January or something like that. And so I was here in a temporary capacity really, but eventually I took the job.
Right, and did that mean you had to come to live here, no?
Not at that time, but I mean it was convenient to do so. I believe it or not, I stayed in an apartment. We stayed in digs here, in different digs in the Conneyborough and the Conneyborough Road and that. But eventually Michael McGill and myself, God rest him, we took an apartment there beside the barracks.
Nice.
There's a hairdressing place there now, and there was a chemist shop below us at that time. So, but being where I met Kathleen then in 72, believe it or not, or 1970 I should say, that was the same year.
Yeah.
And then
that's Kathleen Given.
Kathleen Given from Convoy and the Broad Road, the famous Broad Road. So Kathleen actually worked in the Department of Agriculture with Paddy McKinney, the last man that you interviewed.
Right.
They were in different departments, but they all mingled there, you know. So I'd met Paddy a number of times, and then of course Paddy was the chairman of the Lifford Clonley Festival for 10 years alone when it started up, and was very successful. His son Kevin also.
And of course all this you played football with Ardra, did you?
You see, I played with football with Ardra like from a kid.
Yeah.
Right up until I think about we won 1970 when we won I think it was junior championship there, the junior league, and then I got involved then with the county board.
Yeah.
I was elected selector in 1975.
With Brian McInniff, was it, no?
The first year was John Hannigan.
John Hannigan, yeah.
Brian McInniff the following year again.
Right.
John Hannigan gave it up. And so I was a selector then with John Hannigan, and the following year it was Sean O'Donnell
Yes.
So I worked with 3 different team managers over those
Right.
3 years.
Right. Very good. Very good. Very good. And you were playing all this time yourself. Were you still playing?
I was playing you know, and let me put the years together now. In 1974, I broke my leg down playing in Urris with Ardra.
Yeah.
And I just moved into this house here. I had one door on, I think, and maybe the door on the bathroom.
My God.
And all the woodwork, and there was so much stuff I was doing, an awful lot of it myself, you know.
Mm.
So it was a bad old time to break a leg, you know.
And was the insurance great that time for us, or?
Well, I got about £60 about 18 months later, you know.
Poor compensation.
Oh, there were no compensation really worth talking about. You see, they also took it into account that you were getting paid because you were in the government,
Yeah.
you know, but it wasn't paying me
Yeah.
because of the fact that I was not able to work for myself, you know.
Yeah.
But I got over that anyway, and then
Yourself and Kathleen obviously got married.
we got married in '72.
Right.
That's right. So.
We're in romance.
Well, in those days it was speedy enough, you know, but so we moved in. Michael McGill moved out to the apartment. He gave us the apartment to get us
Right.
going, and we were there until they got the house built here,
Yeah.
you know. And so then, during all that time, Sean Boyle was, as you know, he was a member of this club.
Yeah, Sean, I meet him regularly in the
He
kind
played his
of,
football here. And he was always interested in the Lifford club, and even when we trained together in Dublin and all that, and he would talk about Lifford and the games they played and playing against Clady and different things. And so I was kind of aware of what was happening, then was aware that there was a field and then we had no field,
yeah.
you know, and so the club then was gone that year. And then Sean, when he was PRO, when he'd be writing up his report for the week, down at the bottom he'd say, when is somebody going to restart the Lifford club again? You know,
Right.
maybe.
That was the county PRO, was it?
He was the county
Yeah.
PRO, you see,
Yeah.
and he would say maybe Packie Keeney or Danny
Yeah.
Bannigan, or he'd name 3 or 4 people, you see,
Yeah.
that kind of to prompt us on, you know.
Yeah.
And that was going on like for quite a while, and of course I was ignoring it because I was kind of busy at
Yeah.
the county board level, and then I went off to council too
Yeah.
as
Rep, yeah.
a rep and that. But in 1977, anyway, we thought, you know, something, we better move on this, because there was a lot of people wanting GA back in the town. The field was gone. Barney McDermott
You
had
had
the
the
last
field down
field
beside
out
the
there.
church and
And of course in Jude's is there now.
Yeah.
There was a field on the side of where all those houses are built.
Yeah.
It went up and down towards the road, you know. So I remember playing there indeed. So we had a meeting one night in the Erin Bar. Danny Bannigan, myself, meanwhile, had stayed previously in houses together. We were in the Conneyborough. Danny was full-back for Ballyshannon this time.
Right.
And he was a great footballer.
What did he work as? He was in the council.
He was in the bus.
All right.
Bus Erin or CDR or whatever they were at that time. And he was a conductor.
Right.
He later became an inspector. But Danny had played a lot of good football with good Ballyshannon teams.
Yes.
And so he was a very sound man.
Yeah.
And so Danny and myself, we called the meeting. And,
Two outsiders.
Two outsiders, yeah. And of course we had a good response, like, from the people who were here.
Yeah. Who had been the locals that came in and got involved that time then?
That time, Joe Gormley, Liam McCrory, Willie Lynch, and these would be people too that Sean Boyle would have mentioned, you know, kind of to get them. And the McDermotts, of course, all the McDermott family were involved, and we had Tony Devine. Tony Devine went to St. Colum's College in Derry, and he was always GAA oriented.
Yes.
But he also had a very good side with the soccer teams. And,
Yes.
And Tony was invaluable to us because he drafted a sort of a route for us, how, you know, to avoid.
He was the George Mitchell.
He was the George Mitchell. He avoided the clashes.
Yeah.
We didn't want any clashes.
Yeah.
I mean, Lifford then was a soccer town.
Yes.
Lifford Celtic were very successful. You know,
Right.
and it wasn't a matter of us coming in to
Just,
have a go at the soccer.
yeah.
It was just that people wanted.
Provide Gaelic for people that want to play Gaelic.
That's right. Aye, that's right. So the demand was there.
And where would young fellas say at that time in Lifford that did want to play Gaelic? Did they play with Robert Emmett, or did they play with anybody else, or did they just have no football?
They had no football. I say maybe one or two might have went to Robert Emmons, but there was nothing really happening there for them. They just played soccer, most of them.
Yeah.
So we, but the one thing then that I always noticed, that every time the club kind of got going again in Lifford, the field wasn't available the following year, so the club just fell flat, you know. And then I had the experience in Ardra, like where you need a permanent field, and for a period we had that difficulty too because of Sandfield in Ardra.
Yeah, I remember playing
You remember it, Tom? And that was a good bit out of the town, but that was closed down the day that Fergal Sweeney from Donegal had his leg broken in a tackle. The very first game.
Columbus River himself.
The very first game of the senior league. And we were excited at that time because, just as a side thing, Tom O'Donnell, who was the son of the famous Dunlo and County footballer John O'Donnell, he was back from Dublin, and he had come to Ardra and he was going to play with us. And but Tom had 2 broken legs himself in Dublin in his time, and we had kind of persuaded him to come back, and it was the worst possible start.
So the first, you started Lifford and you got a team together for the first year, did you, or whatever?
We did. We decided we'd put in the junior team.
And you would have to put in another 12 team as well, did you know?
No, at that stage we just opted only for the junior team, and that was acceptable. Just that we were starting up, and we got a field then down at the bottom of the Rohan. You know that road, we go down past the council yard and down at the bottom.
But what the field is now, or
no, further on down, about another, suppose nearly half a mile down there, you know. And that Tom French had that land as well. And so if we were to continue, we needed to have a field permanently. You know. So there was great response anyhow. We had a 10-week draw, and we raised a bit of money.
Just before we go on to that, who would have played for you? Like, was there a mix of locals and people coming in and working in there? Were you playing yourself that time?
I played myself. You know, as Tom, you wouldn't believe this, I played more football with Lifford than I ever played with Ardra.
Right.
Aye. Because, you know, you took the senior league in Ardra, there was 11 games for the year. And then there was 2 in the championship, home and away, and if you were knocked out, that's all you had. And whereas when the league started up here, we were playing county-wide. And I would have played more games in 1 year than I would for nearly 3 years.
And you're probably nipping across the border, or just to play clubs in Ciarán. And
well, yeah, we had the odd challenge game and that sort of thing, but we had a lot of customs and guards in the town at that time.
Name some of the people that play with you.
Well, Jim Quinn from Mayo, who won an All-Ireland medal with them. Peter Lee from Galway, who actually, I think he captained the Galway team after he left here. And what do you call him? Mick McCormick that managed Monaghan.
Oh yeah, the sergeant.
The sergeant who beat us on.
He was from Longford, I think.
He was from Longford. We managed Monaghan, and in fact, you were selected that year too. And
don't remind me.
We were all that boat, don't worry. So that was 3 of them. But then you'll have Sean Boyle would tell you about Liam Caffrey from Sligo. Do you remember Liam Caffrey?
That name rings a bell. No, I can't say so.
He was a good footballer here. And then we had our own...
the locals like then, who would you find?
Enda McDermott and Desi, of course. John Francis had sort of finished playing at that stage. You know, Tony Devine played for us.
Right.
Raymond McDonald was another man who lives in Dromore there in Letterkenny. Raymond was from the Connyborough in Lifford, but all his connections were Port Hall.
Yeah.
The McDonalds in Port Hall would have played in the old Ciarán Harps teams and all that. And
Yeah.
the real tradition of
Right.
Gaelic, I think would still probably be in Port Hall, you
Yeah.
know, for this parish. So Raymond gave us a great commitment. He travelled all over the county, himself
Brilliant.
and Helen. And
And who would be managing or coaching or what was, or was that kind of
that
ad hoc?
I kind of managed that team in the early days.
One of the first early player managers.
But then Tony Devine came in to do management. I suppose Desi would have had his spell later on and all that. Everybody. And we done pretty well, you know, in one way, but we're always getting a lot of slagging about having customs men, guards, and this sort of thing. Why you don't just develop your own?
Yeah.
And so.
And what stage then did you start developing underage football?
Well, that within the year, we had underage football. And I always remember Raymond White, if you remember Raymond.
I heard the name, yeah.
Raymond, when he was a kid, all those kids came down to us. Packie Gallagher, Vincent Gallagher and Raymond, them boys. They were all just little kids came down, and Desi and myself coached them.
Very good.
We brought them on, turned them into a good, decent under-16 team eventually, and we reached a few county semi-finals and stuff like that. Remember having...
And Shay Given, he would have been later, would he?
No, he was a wee bit later, because he was younger.
Yeah.
Our Declan now would have been same age as these fellas.
Yes. That's Declan, your son.
That's
Declan
right,
Keeney,
and then Marcus Gibbon. Marcus was centre back, but then we had got Shay then, but Shay was only 11, you know, when he started playing with us, like. And what he
was he in goals then or out the field? Or?
He started outfield, he liked playing outfield.
Yeah.
But then I discovered he was bloody brilliant in goals.
Yeah.
And we had nobody to score.
Yeah.
So if we could save at the back, we might get something up front.
Well, of course, his father, Seamus, was a good footballer.
He was.
He played county under 31 for Donegal, did he?
He played on that team in
66, was it?
66 that we played.
Yeah.
They were beaten by Laois, I think.
Was it or Laois?
Laois, I think. He was left full back in that team. And he also was in Crow Park in 1965. The first time we were in the National League semi-final.
Right.
We played Kerry.
Yeah.
That had been the great team now, John Hannigan, John Ferrer, Seamus Moore, all that.
Yeah.
And Seamus, there's a actual photograph of him and in that team, photographed in that team in Crow Park. He can't remember it himself, but he was there.
And did he play with you at all?
Well, he did later years. We played.
Because he was probably playing soccer then, was he?
Seamus would, whenever he was available, he would play for us, and he played. He had an outstanding game a few times for us. One that was in Killybegs. We reached the county final that year. We beat Ballyshannon and Fintra.
That was an achievement, yeah.
That was the time now we had developed the team into a local team.
Yeah.
We hadn't a guard or a custom man on the team.
Right.
And we had a busload of people up from...
And who would have been on that team now?
Well, the McCrorys of Eddie McCrory, Porrick, would have been in goals, Austin Daly. Then we had Shamie Lynch and... oh God, there was a great squad of local people.
And I was just looking last night. You got to a couple of Junior B finals. You got 2 or 3.
We did.
Was that later, a bit later? Was that around that time?
That was later, you know, after we had developed a lot of those lads in, that under 16s, they were in them Junior B finals.
Yeah.
And they always lost out.
I remember one, I think, and would it be fair to say, I remember at one time you were agitated at a county board meeting about one final. Was it you were beaten in or something? Was it went to a replay or did something? Shall we say there was a handling with it?
Aye, there was one where we were very annoyed. That game I'm talking about in Killybegs, that we played Glencullen in the final.
Yeah.
And we had to play the semi-final up there the previous Sunday against Ballyshannon. We beat them. Then we were brought back the following Sunday. McCool Park, they said, wasn't playable.
Right.
And, you know, the officers that were involved that time. And so, and we had a local team, what everybody wanted us to have. We had the supporters coming to the game. Danny Busby was star of that team that died too. Danny McLaughlin, and we had a fantastic team, and if we had a breakthrough, this was really annoyed me, Tom.
Yeah.
If we had a breakthrough with that team, we would be where Glenswilly is today.
Right.
Because we were on the rise.
Small margins, isn't it?
Small margins, aye, it was.
Can you remember that team?
That
team in the final that could have made the breakthrough, or
I have a photograph of it.
yeah.
I don't think I could put my hand on it now, but
Yeah.
definitely. Seamus Gibbon was on that team.
Right.
And Eddie McCrory and Donald Coyle, I would say, would have been one of them. Then you had Raymond McDonald and Danny Busby McLaughlin. My God, he was only a young lad, like, he died from cancer some years later, and he was outstanding. He was our free taker as well.
Yeah.
And you know that hard surfaces on Killybegs, it's hard to kick the ball out of the ground.
Yeah.
And Danny was slapping them over. Best
And that'd be alien soil to him type, you know, kind of.
It was, aye. And, you know, it would have been fantastic for them lads to win a county final, you know.
Yeah.
And, but he was brilliant, you know. So, and we had great support.
And who would have been the committee that time?
Well, the committee at that time, Tony Devine actually was the manager of that team, but again, you had the Liam McCrory and you had Joe Gormley, you had the same people.
Yeah, and the McDermotts.
And the McDermotts were all there, and you know, that was the committee, everybody kind of stuck with it.
Yeah. And I think they were in a couple of finals again after that, weren't they?
Yeah.
You were, yeah.
And before that too.
Yeah.
We played Urus and we lost out, not as badly now. And we had a good enough team, but just we needed a striker.
And tell me, how would you have done in the league that time? Like, what teams had you played in the league? You know?
We played everybody from Ranafirst or Neefmora to down to Buncrana, have a team.
Or a travelling Packie.
I seen us up in Kilcar one Sunday at about half one for a game from here. And that was a tough one, you know.
Yeah.
We were in Dewey another Sunday.
Yeah.
And
all tight places to go to.
All tight. And the one in Kilcar was very funny, as you know, the characters involved. Jack Fury was refereeing it.
Yeah.
And we were going well. John Sheehan, he was a customs man here. John's down in Waterford now. Keeps good touch with the club. And John, this fella, I was in full forward, of course, at that stage. And this fella came in and he had John Sheehan a good rap, you see. And I'd seen it. And I ran after him. I got a hold of him by the neck.
Yeah.
And at that stage, the boys are all roaring. You see, put him off, put him off.
The grandstand.
And, you know, and I looked round. Jack Fury was coming, running. You see.
Yeah.
And of course, me and Jack worked
together.
Working
together. Yeah.
You see. And I said, "Here he is, here, ref. Here he is, here he is." And Jack comes up to me and he says, "I'm doing the refereeing here."
Yeah. Oh, that'll be Jack. Yeah.
You see. But there was more to it. When we got it all settled down, anyhow, and after the game, I said, "What is the problem there, Jack?" You know, he says, "That's my brother-in-law. He had me the neck."
Packie, I'm sure there was quite a lot of incidents like that. Like, you know, there was competition, but there was fun too, was there?
There was great fun. You know, like when you were chatting about playing and seeing the league. You know. I mean, we were down in Dewey very early on a Sunday, and the rain was so bad. I remember Patsy Tolan meeting him coming off the pitch. He was over refereeing a soccer game that was on another pitch.
Yeah.
And I and Patsy were short of one. Could he fill in for us? Patsy was soaking. through the. He couldn't think about playing another
Yeah.
game, you know. But and then there was time we were up in Glenties. John Tourish drove the minibus.
Yeah.
He took us everywhere, you see.
Yeah.
He was a great old supporter too, and he was very fond of Gaelic football. And we were up. John usually got stuck for the refereeing when there was nobody else.
Yeah.
The referee didn't turn up, and he refereed a game one day in Glenties. And so I was playing full forward again, and the attacking, of course, was very much on our goals. But the rain was so bad. Myself and the full-back and a few of us went down behind the wall, behind the goals.
Yeah.
And when the ball was starting to appear to come down, we'd all run out. You see,
Yeah.
we'd run out to defend, to try and score, and the boys were all running out to defend. You know, and
that was one day you were glad that you were under pressure defensively.
that's right. So it was very funny. So then Brendan Needham, member, was up that day, and actual fact, a few of the soccer boys, Robbie White came along, Big Robbie as we called him.
Yeah.
And there was good crack. We couldn't get out some of the Gaelic boys for that game. And Robbie, Brendan Needham was there, and he says, we'll all stop at the Reeling Bar on the way back.
Ah.
You see. So I went in there, and we were coming in the car behind. When I went in the Reeling Bar, Brendan Needham was down doing push-ups on the floor. They got such a soaking, you know. And Robbie was really enjoying it, because Robbie worked in the office with me in Letterkenny. He says, wait till I see Barney McDermott tonight. So what time will you be in Bannigan's? Or not in Bannigan's, but the Central Bar. You see, they'll go in there for a drink. And I'll be going around the town. Robbie used to go out for a walk, you see.
Yeah.
And he knew Barney, he knew the crack. So we weren't too long. We're all standing at the counter there. And Robbie, famous for playing soccer.
Yeah.
He came in and he says to Barney, tell me this. Where was all the Gaelic boys today? And then a crack was made here and slagging and
I'm sure there was days you had to scrounge for numbers before you left town, you know.
We had to, and Tommy Patton, Tommy played Celtic here, and then he was a very good Gaelic footballer from Rathmullen. He married to one of the whites here.
Yeah.
He was good.
You probably had to be a soccer player to marry one of the whites.
That's true. Well, Rathmullen, you see, would have had their own,
their
own team too, but Tommy was a great player. And so there was...
and would the odd one have come across the border to play?
Well, there was one famous incident. Maybe I shouldn't tell it at all, but we had a player from across the border, and so we won the game, and there was a protest.
Right.
So we were in real trouble now at that stage. I'll not mention what club we played now.
Yeah.
In a better way. But anyway, we were hauled up in front of the county board.
Very good.
You see. So there was always very tricky, those old watermark papers and up and all that.
Irish and all that.
And I said, Mr. Chairman, could I see the envelope with this protest came in?
Yeah.
So I held it up to the light. There's no watermark on the envelope. And you'll have to throw this out.
Yeah.
And that's what happened.
And I think, in fairness, that wasn't the rule. It was the paper, maybe the hat of the war, was it was written on, not the envelope.
I think both of them anyhow didn't.
You got out the back door.
We didn't have the watermark anyway.
Yeah.
We got away with the skin of our teeth.
Yeah. Well, I would say you weren't the first to try that.
No, that was an old trick.
Yeah. And would you play? There was a lot of tournaments going on in the north around that time, weren't there? 9-a-sides and 7-a-sides, or was that more for senior teams?
There was, we would have played, some tournaments in Staban.
Yeah.
Clady and them coming in, and there'd be a tight game between, as they seen us, the guards and the custom men against Clady. So there was tough matches there.
Well, what guards would have played with you that time, kind of the bugger?
Well, Jim Quinn and Peter Lee and
Peter Lee played for Galway, didn't he?
He did. Yeah, he was a good midfielder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he won a kind of title after he left.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
PJ Gillard was another guard. We had Sergeant from Dublin, McCarthy. We had Tom Small, Tom Thomas, Chris Gilday. You name. We had.
Yeah.
There was a lot of guards coming and going to the.
Oh yeah, that time obviously there was a lot on the border that time, yeah. And the customs, of course, was
customs. I would John Sheehan that I mentioned there, John and Brendan David, would played for Dermot. He was one of the Brendan, I should say. He was one of the founding members too of the '77 thing, and so we ran a tournament then ourselves down here.
Just now. Let's go back a minute now. At what stage did you move to the Park McDermott where?
Yeah, well, what happened there was we weren't long at all at the bottom row when it was Seamus Gibbon liaised for us. Seamus was in the Department of Agriculture. Tom French was a very big potato grower, and he knew Tom very well, and he had asked Tom for the loan of the original pitch for us.
Yeah.
You see, but then I thought, this is going to be like if we lose this pitch next year, we're gone.
Yeah.
And the Sandfield Ardra Pierce Park thing, Sandfield was out of town.
Yeah.
Kids couldn't reach it.
Oh yeah.
You see,
in the town.
And that spoiled the whole thing in the town for a long number of years.
Yeah.
So when I was asking Seamus to talk to Tom, you see, there was 2 fields up here near at the town. He said he would sell them.
That was for a farmer that was into a lot of tillage. That was generous.
It was, and there was 2 fields there. There was a drain running up through the middle of the two of them, and
that was ideal for drainage, was it?
Well, it was used, and so Danny Bannigan and myself went out and bought the field of Tom for £5,000.
That was a big commitment. What year was that, Packie?
That was '77. So
oh yeah, you bought it.
We were after running a 10-week draw to get the club up on its feet, and all of a sudden this became available.
Right.
And I thought we just can't let us. It's a lot of money. We'll have to run another draw to try and get it, and we decided we'll go with it.
Right. And did you borrow from the bank or no?
We got a bit of money off Ulster Council. I think they loaned us a bit of money.
Right. Because you were on the Ulster Council, you know.
Around about that was around about that time, and so the getting of that pitch then meant we had to try and develop it.
You had a home as well.
And we had a home, and it was near the town, and it was going to be good for the kids and all that sort of thing. So he gave us the 2 fields. And
who did you say was with you? Danny Bannigan?
Danny Bannigan.
Yeah.
Danny was a solid man. Danny went from here, he lived up in Stinorder many years after. He died young enough man too, like us. And but he was... But Danny Bannigan had 300 people that draw that we ran to buy the field.
And what were the tickets?
£3 time.
Right.
For 10 weeks. And he wouldn't collect the £10. The people wouldn't have had it back in those days. He went round and he collected £300 every week.
Yeah.
He was a bus conductor. But that's the kind of commitment involved. Willie Lynch was another man, gave it fierce commitment. Joe Gormley, that's why I'm delighted that we're now going to respect these men and name them.
Yeah.
Because the amount of work they did, Joe Gormley, for instance.
And what would their background in the game, the GA been?
Joe would have played with the old Lifford team.
Yeah.
That'd be, and then Willie Lynch as well.
Yeah.
You know. And before
and of course the Lynch link with the current club is Jacqueline. Is it Jacqueline the PRO? Yeah.
Paul Lynch, that his grandfather we're talking about. And Wally.
And one of the best PROs I've dealing with through the paper now. I would find her very, very reliable.
Is that right? Is that his daughter? Is it?
Yeah. Well, I don't know the girl. I speak to her on the phone or message her or whatever. You know.
Well, Wally Lynch was a bread man. and he's travelled from here to Falcarra, and he had members in our draw from here to Falcarra.
My God.
And the thing about Willie and the ruling was, because we knew this was a really tight, anybody who doesn't get the money in, you put it in yourself.
Right, yeah.
And that
Yeah,
was,
we all did that.
aye. So that's what.
So did it take long to pay off the field?
Not that long, because you know, the 10-week draw got us in a good bit of money, and then we were able to borrow.
And how soon did you get to play in it then?
You know, someone we started developing it nearly straight away, and I forget what year now we actually opened it.
Yeah. And you were playing in the further down all the time?
Further down, aye, that's right. And well, it was...
There was no dressing rooms down the road?
Oh, nothing, no.
So
Absolutely,
you took out
no.
the car?
And I mean, it wasn't great. We were down there. I remember one day we were awarded a penalty. Benny Duffy was a guard here from Cavan. He was a good penalty taker. And when the ball was set on the line, it was bobbling up and down in the water. And he still scored it.
Right, brilliant. That was a floater, right?
That was, you know, with that. So it wasn't, the drainage was always...
And what was the support like for the club? Like going to games or, you know?
Well, we had you know, remarkably, I said earlier, Lifford was a soccer town.
Yeah.
When, I mean, that's the team they were following. There were nothing else.
Yeah.
That wasn't their fault.
Yeah.
You know, but I found great goodwill in Lifford and support. Like when we were fundraising, people wanted to see the Gaelic club getting on.
Yeah.
And they would come to games. You know.
Yeah, pride in somebody their own.
Then you would like a Paddy Devaney down there. You know, Paddy was married to a sister of Jerry Griffin, who managed the county team, you know, and Catherine and all that. They're all
steeped in gear.
Aye, they are, because of that, you see. And so we had a lot of people that had connections, and you know.
And obviously then when you develop it was easier to get underage going and getting young fellas down to the field or whatever.
It was great then, because they just could drop them off down there at the gate, and Desi and myself did a lot of coaching for them early years, you know.
Yeah.
Our own kids were involved too, of course, and that always helps.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
But we had a nice, and we got good support. But transformation time, Tom, and I must mention it, the men did well. They did well. But men eventually run out of ideas.
Oh yeah.
And it was the day that the women came into the Lifford Club that transformed it into something that it is today.
Yeah. And I think most clubs would say the same thing.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah.
It was a crying shame, I think, for years and for so long.
Aye.
They were resigned to, or design, what was the word I'm looking for, just make the cup of tea, put on the kettle there.
That's what they were for, and washing the jerseys and stuff, you know. But I seen the transformation, for I was involved that time, and the ideas were coming forward. They could see it. They had a better vision.
Oh yeah.
Of where
I think more women should be running countries as well.
I will tell you something. You notice that most of the big companies have them out front a lot of the time. You know.
So what's there with the ladies have got involved? How long?
I suppose I'm thinking now of Dolores Kelly and Catherine McHugh and different people like that. Teresa McDermott too. That would have to be somewhere before the split and before the All Ireland in '92.
Right.
You know, they came in about then, but they were there to come back to bring the club back then. After '92 as well. I mean,
was '92 a lift?
92 was a lift, obviously, because I had faded away myself, because a Highland radio thing was starting.
Occupying your time.
And I had all the time, and I wasn't doing a management job in that at Kenny, so I had to be careful. And so I had to drop Ulster Council too that year, you know, and there was... we were in a period where there just weren't enough bodies around to carry the show, because I remember going up to do a video of centenary year, and up in Ballyshannon, and you know there was more people running the function than there was running our club.
Yeah.
And then they had their whole executive on top of
Yeah.
that, you know. So you have to share the load and try and get as many people involved.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
makes a serious difference, you know. I mean, any shown for you were saying, Tom, about the lift, any shown had no Gaelic football worth talking
None
about
but, oh yeah.
until '92 was won.
Yeah.
And look at the transformation now.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's gone down to Buncrana the last day there, and there's a sign post for the GA field. And when I
Oh yeah.
went down in '64,
Yeah.
oh, there was nothing there, only McGinn Park.
Yeah.
So,
Oh no, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing that the transformation. I suppose I remember that '92, and you probably remember this as well. There was an outcry when Sam didn't come across the Lifford Bridge. Remember?
oh, there were, and actually, Sam did come over one night afterwards.
Right.
He was deliberately taken across.
Yeah. Well, Margot had a song as well, hadn't she? Going at the time.
In fact, I have a photograph of Sam coming across the bridge.
That was
at Lifford.
very important, and I understand Pettigo where I wanted it as well, and obviously the man in Bundoran to a certain extent wanted to come his way as well. So
Yeah, well, that is it. What happened then? The Strabane Council brought in the Donegal team to honour them.
yeah,
And that night there were certain men who says, you know something, we'll bring the cup across the bridge at Lifford tonight.
yeah,
And that's what happened. Paddy
Brilliant.
McGowan was there. I have a few pictures taken. Brian McIntyre was there too. We all proceeded on to the other county then, and there were some pictures taken there. Sean
Yeah.
Boyle was there.
Well, I'm sure there was. What was the interest like in Lifford for '92?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, I have a picture there taken for at '82. The under 21 All Ireland.
Yeah, that's right.
Bus load leaving the corner, the hospital corner, and about 40 people on it heading down to Longford
Yeah,
for the semi-final.
You
And
can
then-
sleep,
and
sure.
then when we went on then to the final after that.
yeah,
And there was a lot of Paddy McGlynn from Ballindrate and people like that, Tony and different, you know. It was amazing, like and then there was Connie Breslin, I think his name too, and
yeah,
he was a friend of Joe Gormley's. He was travelling, and there was Nanderson group in from around the parish that were interested in Gaelic games, you know.
yeah. And when did the development then start in McDermott Park of the new dressing room facilities and all that type of
That
thing?
now was into the new committee
Yeah.
then in the 90s when I wasn't around.
Yeah,
You know, well, was there for the early part of it, you know, but when the real development got going, you know, we had
it's a fine facility now.
we had plans drawn up this and all that sort of thing forward, you know, and there was some work, and we'd raised a good bit of money too, indeed, at a stage like for developing dressing rooms, but. The Highland radio thing then took me out of that scene for quite a while, you know.
Yeah,
because
oh yeah,
was off to-
you were all levels there. You were.
I was engineering games then,
Yeah.
and county games and all that, so we had.
And I'm sure Highland Radio played a part too in the development and interest in football in the area. And it did in most areas. Local radio did actually.
Local radio had a big boost all over the country.
Yeah.
Because suddenly people were getting mentioned, and there were reports of matches and all that. It was a whole new experience, and they were reviewing their matches on a Saturday, you know, before the game, and so definitely.
And Highland was especially good on that.
That's right.
They were a brand leader.
They were. There's no doubt about that. Like Charlie Collins' sports department covered everything.
Yeah.
You know. So no, that was. We had probably the best sporting station, I would say, in the country at that time.
Yeah.
But,
Tell me, was there hurling played here at a time?
Yeah, and funny enough, I have a video of 2 hurling finals played here
Right.
in Lifford.
Right.
But they had a great hurling team under 16. They won a number of championships. Way back there was I think it was Master Dipper from Port Hall. He was a hurler. he coached them.
Right.
And you felt like Marty's Uncle John would have played hurling.
John Crawford.
John Crawford, and he had there's the great big picture of it. You might have seen it down in the and Danny Burns would be all fellas and fellas that played soccer afterwards.
Yeah.
They were all part of that team, and there was a great tradition there starting at that stage. But
And when did the ladies' football start in the club?
that was now later after the '92 scene. Aye.
Well, of course, ladies is a relatively new development anyway.
That was a new departure, all right. Well, they had a lot of ladies involved that time, but let's face it, there was a
When you walk down there now to games or whatever, I think they're putting a walkway around the pitch now, isn't that right, for you to go down and walk during the summer? Do you get great pride out of it?
Aye, you do. Look, Tom, the day that pitch opened, I was playing, whatever. I think we played a Ciarán selection. And you know, it was one of those days that you wanted the game to go on forever.
Really? Yeah.
Aye. You know, that is amazing. Like, it was amazing, you know, this is our field here.
Yeah.
This is our home here now, you know. And I must say, I'll never forget that day for that reason, just that it was.
And what year was that? What year would that be?
Jesus, I would need to start looking at the years now.
Yeah,
Tom,
yeah.
But
let's come back.
Well, I mean, it wasn't too long after the '77 thing altogether, you know.
And who did you say played in that game?
I think it was Sean McGoldrick had a selection from Staban, but all our locals, you know, the usual guys like the Raymond McDonalds and McDermotts and some of the customs men and what have you. They were all part of that scene, you know.
Yeah. So, has G got a grip here now?
I think they have. You know, I mean, the theory was if you have a GA grounds, you can always have a club.
It's like a chapel.
Aye. That was my theory anyhow, because I had seen both sides of it. When Ardra had lost the pitch with the Priest Boreal, the time that it was closed, things had flopped.
Yeah.
But then we got Sandfield going then, but eventually the club brought the old grounds back. But I've always figured the theory was...
I like their fine facilities, as I mentioned already.
Oh, it's fantastic. It is fantastic, like, compared to where we were, you know, and
like, I guess, county games now, ladies play a lot of their county games.
That's right, yeah. Oh, it's getting great recognition altogether, you know. And, no, it's so wonderful.
And as you mentioned, a lot of ladies on the committee at the moment. There's one of them here tonight.
And none better than
Patricia
McIntyre. May as well name her.
Yeah.
And Malin Head woman too.
Right. Very good.
Even makes it
your own playing days, Packie. Before we wrap up, you played. Did you play county football? I
played under 21, Tom, and we were knocked out by Derry in the first round in Balbafay. And then that was about probably 60, I think it was 65, or no, 66 I think.
Yeah. And
I was playing in Ballina on that time with the local street team.
Right.
Fitzgerald's and Willie Casey, the great
I heard him, yeah.
He was a selector on the Mayo team at the time.
Yeah.
And he came to me to see would I play with Mayo.
Oh my God.
And so...
Were you in Ballina working?
I was working in Ballina, and we did.
Well, you were a young lad at the time, were you?
Well, 66, I was pretty young that time.
Yeah.
I was only in 20s.
Yeah. And where did you play? Midfield, I presume, was it?
Right half back.
Right half back.
Aye, that's right.
And you were from your family, of course. Ciarán was probably your brother Ciarán played with Donegal one.
Aye, that's right. Ciarán was nearly always forward line, a little bit half back too. But that was Willie Casey was a great character to play with. We had Joe Cochran.
Joe.
Joe was there that time, and Shamie O'Dowd, and there was a lot of good footballers, and
there was a John Gibbons, I think, as well, wasn't there? And Tom Fitzgerald.
Yeah, there was a lot of...
Willie
So-
McGee, was Willie there at that time?
Willie, he played for Ardnaree.
Yes.
And he hit me a wallop one night, and do you know how the Vesper Dan comic book used to, when you'd see when he hit somebody,
And
you see all the stars, and that's the first time I saw stars.
And who were you playing with the Mayo?
We were the Fitzgeralds were a street team. They had a street league
right.
in Ballina,
Yeah.
so you were legal enough to play in it.
Yeah.
Like, and Tom, what do you call him? Jared. Oh God, he won an All Ireland with Mayo back in the 30s. Corell, Jared
John,
Corell.
yeah.
And his son was a famous journalist with the Irish Times too. And you know, Paddy Moncler then had the
Yeah.
pub up the street, PJ Downey, Johnny Nealon of course, and Willie. But that was a great experience. Mayo went on to win the All Ireland in '66, and we got knocked out in
That's right.
the first round in Balbafay.
Yeah. And tell me, how did you find the standard of football that time in Mayo compared, kind of...
I had to hear. It was very good at Mayo. That time they were... Joe Lennon had been down there with them, and he was coaching the shorter game to them.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the Donegal football was still catch and kick,
Yeah.
you know. And that's why if you had a soccer fella playing with you for a day, even the lads here locally, they couldn't understand what's all this catch and kick and stuff about, you know.
Right. I think we're getting the signal to take a break, Paddy or Packie, or to finish up. Look, and first of all, congratulations again on your award. Thoroughly deserved, and I know you've dedicated a lot of your life to Gaelic football, to many things. You wore many hats. You've ticked a lot of boxes, and Gaelic football was always your first love.
Yeah, that's where it was, and I did get an offer to play for the county. Tom from Brian McIntyre when we opened Oma,
Right?
the pitch in Oma,
Yeah.
and we had a 7-a-side tournament in Lifford, and we were in the final, and I couldn't leave here to go and play. Then in the 7-a-side final, I got my ankle busted,
Oh, God.
and
That ended your probably
that
days.
was my county career gone, you know.
So that's it. A wrap up here from another journey down memory lane, and I think it was the most enjoyable one for me anyway, and hopefully for all of you that are watching it as well.